A bioethanol fireplace is a fireplace that burns bioethanol, and not wood, gas, or oils, as you might know it from different kinds of fireplaces. The key feature of the bioethanol fireplace is that it does not require a connection to a flue system. This is because when you burn bioethanol, you only create heat and CO2. But because that the fireplace creates CO2, you need to follow some requirements to minimum room size. This requirement is different from fireplace to fireplace, but the rule of thumb is that the bigger the fireplace, the bigger the room should be. I would recommend you to check the product description of our fireplaces on the website, where we have explained the minimum room size requirements for each individual fireplace. Bioethanol is the fuel for your bioethanol fireplace. When shopping for bioethanol for your bioethanol fireplace, it is really important that you only buy bioethanol that is meant to be burned inside of a bioethanol fireplace. We always recommend a bioethanol with an alcohol percentage between 95 to 97.5% of alcohol. Usually it's not a problem to buy a bioethanol with a lower alcohol percentage, but I would never recommend you to buy a bioethanol with a higher alcohol percentage than 97.5% of alcohol. This is because that it burns both hotter and quicker, and not all bioethanol fireplaces are meant to withstand this extra heat from the bioethanol. A bioethanol fireplace does create heat, most of them somewhere between 2 to 3 kilowatts of heat effect, but how much that is in degrees Celsius in your room is unfortunately very difficult to say, since it depends on the room size and how well the room is insulated. But if you want to compare it to something that most of us are familiar with, then a wood-burning fireplace usually gives about 6 kilowatts of heat, so the heat effect of a bioethanol fireplace is somewhere between 1/3 of the heat effect from the wood-burning fireplace. Usually it can heat up rooms from 20 to 40 square meters with a pleasant heat. But you should not use a bioethanol fireplace as the primary heat source, since it can be quite expensive to fuel compared to other alternatives. The heat effect varies between the different burners, but a rule of thumb is that the wider the burner is, the more heat it will be able to provide. But when choosing a bioethanol burner, keep in mind that larger burners also have a larger minimum room size requirement. So always check the technical specifications for the individual burner before starting your bioethanol fireplace project. A bioethanol burner is the heart of the bioethanol fireplace. The burner holds the bioethanol fuel and is where the flames of the fireplace is created. Bioethanol burners comes in a wide range of different sizes and from many recognized brands. When talking about bioethanol burners, we often have two separate categories to choose from: manual burners and remote control burners, often also called automatic burners, with both types having their pros and cons. Manual burners being cheap, they don't need electricity, they can be placed almost anywhere, and they are easy movable. They are operated by manually filling and igniting the burner and is controlled by manipulating the supply of oxygen. Manual burners are the most common bioethanol burners, and they are found in a lot of mounted and freestanding fireplaces. Remote control burners are more expensive and needs to be connected to electricity. The bioethanol is stored within an airtight fuel tank inside of the burner. This means that you do not need to refill the fireplace before each use, but only when the fuel tank is empty. But being connected to electricity, they also have built-in safety sensors that automatically can turn off the fireplace and assist in the use of the burner. And of course, the burners can be controlled using a remote, and for some models even with an app on your mobile device. Remote control burners are often seen in built-in bioethanol fireplaces. Besides being found in pre-built bioethanol fireplaces, bioethanol burners can also be used to build your own customized bioethanol fireplace, where only your imagination sets the limit. And as for all other bioethanol fireplaces, they don't need to be connected to a flue system. Most bioethanol burners are only for indoor use. They can be used outside in dry conditions, but should never be left outside when not in use. For outdoor bioethanol fireplace projects, there are special outdoor burners available. They have been made from more weather-resistant materials and are much better suited for outdoor use. A built-in bioethanol fireplace is a bioethanol fireplace that needs to be built into a wall or a custom-built solution. Because the fireplaces need to be built into a wall, we often see built-in fireplaces being used in renovation projects or new build houses. In our assortment of built-in fires, we offer a wide range of different brands and models, with the two best known brands being Planica and FAQuestions. In terms of different models, you can find one-sided fireplaces with the flames only being visible from the front of the fireplace. Two-sided fireplaces with the flames visible from two opposing sides of the fireplace. Three-sided fireplaces, often also called front, right, left fireplaces, and are often seen in media walls. Room divider fireplaces with flames visible from three sides and are often used in room divider walls. Corner fireplaces that can be built into the outer corner of a wall with the flames visible from two connected sides. And last but not least, base plate built-in fireplaces that are designed to be used in special custom solutions. As mentioned, built-in bioethanol fireplaces needs to be built into a wall. It does not require you to have a special certification to be allowed to build in the bioethanol fireplace, so you are allowed to carry out the installation yourself. The installation is usually fairly simple, and if you are a bit of a handyman yourself, it should not be a problem for you to do the installation. If you don't feel like carrying out the installation yourself, your local craftsman should be able to help you with the installation. Before starting the installation, always read and understand the installation instructions for the specific built-in bioethanol fireplace. The heat effect varies between the different models, depending on what bioethanol burner the fireplace is equipped with. Commonly for many built-in fireplaces is that they come with a larger burner than most mounted and freestanding bioethanol fireplaces. This means that they can provide more heat, but at the same time they also have a minimum room size requirement that is equally high. Therefore, always check the technical specification for each individual fireplace. All built-in bioethanol fireplaces in our product range is made for indoor use only. They should not be used outdoor, and exposing them to outdoor weather conditions will invalidate any warranty and drastically decrease the lifespan of the fireplace. A freestanding bioethanol fireplace is a bioethanol fireplace that can be placed freely without any installation or mounting required. The freestanding fireplaces comes in a wide range of different sizes and designs, and are often divided up into several subcategories, with some of the more popular ones being tabletop fireplaces that are smaller bioethanol fireplaces that can be placed on top of a table. Bioethanol wood-burning stoves that are bioethanol fireplaces that resembles the design of the classic wood-burning stove. Freestanding suites that takes its design inspiration from classic mantelpiece fireplaces. And freestanding inserts which are used to convert old wood-burning fireplaces into modern bioethanol fireplaces. As previously mentioned, freestanding bioethanol fireplaces will require no installation before use. Usually, the freestanding fireplaces are fully assembled when delivered, with some fireplaces requiring minor assembly in terms of fastening a door handle or fitting some safety glass. When finding the perfect location for the freestanding fireplaces, you should always consider what the surroundings of the fireplace will be. Some fireplaces have easy access to the flame, so keeping a safety distance to flammable objects is highly recommended. The heat effect varies a lot between all of the different freestanding models, but usually it follows the size of the fireplace, where smaller tabletop fireplaces gives around 1 to 2 kilowatts of heat, and the larger floor-standing fireplaces upwards of 2 to 3 kilowatts of heat, with a few fireplaces offering higher heat effect. Most freestanding bioethanol fireplaces are designed for indoor use only. Some models can be used outdoors on the patio, but they should never be exposed to rain and left outside when not in use. A few outdoor-specific models are available. They are designed for outdoor use and are made from more weather-resistant materials. Bioethanol wood stoves are bioethanol fireplaces that resembles the design of a traditional wood-burning stove, but with all the functionalities of a modern bioethanol fireplace. such as easy installation, no chimney required, and eco-friendly fuel. Installation of a bioethanol wood stove is very easy. Most models are delivered almost completely assembled and only requires 1 or 2 screws to fasten the door handle. Besides attaching the door handle, you just need to remove all of the packaging and place the fireplace at the perfect location in your house. The fireplaces can be placed on all types of flooring and do not require a fireproof floor plate as known from the traditional wood burning stoves. The heat effect is almost the same between the different models and is usually in the range of 2 to 3 kilowatts of heat, with just a few models offering a higher heat effect. The minimum required room size is for most models around 50 cubic meters, but it can vary, so always check the specifications for each individual fireplace. The freestanding bioethanol wood stoves offer great burn time and efficiency. They all offer great protection from draft winds, which keeps the flame nice and stable. For most models, the burn time per filling is just around 5 hours, with a usage of 250 to 300 milliliters of bioethanol per hour. All freestanding bioethanol wood stoves in our product range are made for indoor use. They can be used outdoor on the patio, but should never be exposed to rain and should never be left outside when not in use. A mounted bioethanol fireplace is a fireplace that needs to be fastened either to a wall or to the ceiling before it can be used. The chosen location for the mounted bioethanol fireplaces will therefore be much more permanent than compared to the freestanding bioethanol fireplaces that can easily be moved around. The installation process of the mounted bioethanol fireplaces can vary quite a lot between the different models and brands, with everybody having their own unique way of doing the installation. The heat effect varies between the different models, depending on what bioethanol burner the fireplace is equipped with. But most commonly, the fireplace is equipped with a burner that gives in the range of 2 kilowatts and up to 3 kilowatts of heat, with a few models offering a higher heat effect. The expected burn time of most of the mounted bioethanol fireplaces in our product range is about 4 to 6 hours, but with some of the cheaper models only having 1 to 2 hours of burn time per filling. All mounted bioethanol fireplaces in our product range is made for indoor use only. As the name suggests, a wall-mounted bioethanol fireplace is a fireplace that is designed to be mounted onto the wall. This makes them ideal for places with a limited floor space. The wall-mounted fireplaces can be mounted to most types of wall. The only requirement is that the wall is able to carry the weight of the fireplace. With some of the fireplaces weighing upwards of 50 kilos, they should not be installed onto plasterboard walls without using special plasterboard plugs and screws. The installation process is usually quite simple and resembles that of mounting a television to the wall, where a mounting bracket is first attached to the wall and then the fireplace is mounted onto the bracket. The heat effect varies between the different models, depending on what bioethanol burner the fireplace is equipped with. For most wall-mounted fireplaces, it will be in the range of 2 to 3 kilowatts of heat effect. Some larger models are equipped with 2 or even 3 separate burners and will therefore be able to provide a higher heat effect. Most wall-mounted bioethanol fireplaces in our product range has an expected burn time of 4 to 6 hours per filling, but with some of the cheaper options only having 1 to 2 hours of burn time. All wall-mounted bioethanol fireplaces in our selection is made for indoor use only. A hybrid fireplace is a fireplace that combines water and electricity to create a flame effect without any fire hazard. The flame effects of a hybrid fireplace are created by water mist and lights that in combination creates a realistic flame image. The water mist is created by ultrasonic vibrations in a so-called transducer. The transducer needs to be replaced every 6 to 12 months depending on how often you use your fireplace. The price for a new transducer is usually about £45 or €50, but can vary a little bit depending on the model of fireplace. The hybrid fireplaces comes in different models and from different brands, with the two best known brands being Dimplex and Sefredi Magicfire. The different models vary from freestanding models that can be used without any installation, wall-mounted fires that can be mounted onto the wall, burners and built-in models that can be implemented into a wall or a custom-built solution, or freestanding inserts that can be used to convert an existing open fireplace into a hybrid fireplace. No, the flame effects of a hybrid fireplace does not give off any heat. The flames are not hot, but this also ensures that you cannot get burned on the flames. Some hybrid fireplaces might have a built-in electric heater that can be turned on and off separately from the flame effects, and they will usually give somewhere in the range of 750 watts to 1500 watts of heat effect. The standard for most hybrid fireplaces is that they have a water tank that needs to be refilled with water. Each refill of the water tank can make flame effects for about 8 hours depending on the flame level. Some built-in and burner models have the option to be connected directly to a mains water connection. This type of installation will make the hybrid fireplace draw water from the mains connection whenever it is needed, and you will never have to manually refill the fireplace with water. Hybrid fireplaces are for indoor use only. The electronics within the fireplace are not suitable for outdoor conditions. Additionally, wind and heavy draft will disrupt the flame effects, so ideally the fireplace should be installed somewhere where it will not be exposed to draft. I hope you have learned something and are now ready to explore our wide range of fireplaces on the website. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact our customer service on phone, email or live chat, where we'll answer all of your questions. Thank you for watching.